and give my take on this. First of all, shout out to Ticket TV. Shout out to Too Raw for TV. Shout out to my boy LB and my boy Grant. We was all discussing this amongst each other, but I've always stood on this, and I stand by it. And some people gonna say, well, you from that area, so of course you're gonna be okay with it. I always thought the whole Kevin Durant to the Warriors was one of the fakest displays of outrage I ever seen in my life. It was just fake outrage to begin with. These people act like Kevin Durant had done something that had never been done before. All this stuff. Oh, you don't go to the team that beat. Says who? He went where he had a chance to win. And I think the criticism of Kevin Durant was unjust and unfair, but he fell for it. I got to say this about Kevin Durant, even though me and Kevin Durant share the same birthday, September 29th, Libra. And I know how Libras are because I'm a Libra. But I just think sometimes Kevin Durant is, emotionally weak at times. Golden State. Kevin Durant by now, if he would have stayed at Golden State, Kevin Durant probably would have 4 championship rings, maybe even 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. That Golden State Warriors team, if they was healthy, nobody would have beat them. And I'm just keeping it a buck. And the only reason why Toronto won because Klay Thompson wasn't healthy. He ended up getting knocked out of the series. Kevin Durant wasn't healthy. Because if the Warriors would have been 100%, let's just face reality, Toronto would have got destroyed. And if Kevin Durant would have came back, they would have destroyed anybody in their path. And I'm just telling the truth. But Kevin Durant let everybody shame him, bully him, ridicule him, from the fans to the media, possibly even Adam Silver, because at the end of the day, it wasn't about the Warriors, it was about LeBron. And the LeBron apologists, because they knew LeBron would have never touched another championship as long as that Golden State Warriors team was healthy and intact. And you just got to keep it a buck. But yeah, Kevin Durant has just been shown to be goes to Brooklyn, goes to another pretty much super team. You can make an argument that's even more stacked than the Golden State Warriors. But because he has the misfortune of playing with James Harden, doesn't work out. Then the whole issue with Kyrie Irving. Now he's in Phoenix. That's not working out. Apparently the fans have turned on him and they want him out of there, allegedly. But he had it made in Golden State. You had the perfect team made in Stephen Curry. You had a good, you know what I'm saying? You had a good co-star and Klay Thompson. You had a system that was working, even though I think Steve Kerr is overrated as hell, but you had something good going and you took the okie doke. The hell with what Charles Barkley think. The hell with what Shaquille O'Neal think. The hell with what anybody else think. How Charles Barkley gonna talk about anything when he never won anything in his fucking life? Say what you want to say. Even though that team was over the hill, he tried to go to a super team. And here's the thing. What if John Stockton doesn't make that three-pointer and they do go to the finals? Even though I think the Bulls would have swept them, but what if? So I'm just keeping it a buck. I just don't like Kevin Durant's antics sometimes from him. You know, every once in a while you do have to defend yourself. But I mean, if you gonna go after somebody, I mean, don't get on a burner account, my brother. Go don't get a burner account. Don't get a go. Say say and just move on. Stand, you know what I'm saying? Stand on your principles. Stand on your circle, and don't let nobody knock you off of it. But just looking where KD is a few years later, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant is an all-time great. You can make an argument that Kevin Durant is at least in your top 20 of the players that ever did it. A hybrid special dude, one of the best, you know what I'm saying, number 3s and number 4s that ever played the game, who had a game like a 2-guard, At the end of the day, Durant has shown nothing but mental weakness. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's up, WC World Combat Sports? What's going on? Shout out to my man, World Combat Sports. Subscribe to his channel, please. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just got to say this about KD, man. You know what I'm saying? See, hey, Scotty, on the real, man, hopefully you do a video, man. If Kevin Durant had joined the military and he had been under Scotty, he would have came out well-rounded. But he just let everything get to him. He was a dude that should have joined the military. David Robinson, he played after he finished his commitment with the military. So, I mean, look how he came out. So, I know Kevin Durant only played 1 year college basketball, but just looking at him, the way he just self-destructs sometimes, just mentally, he's just not there sometimes, and he just lets everything bother him. Scotty, he definitely somebody that should have joined the military, been under you. He would have came out right. I hope you talk about it too, because I mean, he just collapses. I mean, KD just not mentally there. He shouldn't have let the media bully him and harass him into leaving Golden State. He had it made. You played with one of the, I mean, come on, man. You had it made. You still was getting your 25 a game, because Stephen Curry don't have to take 30 shots to score 30 points, because the man is money behind that three-point line. Then you had Klay Thompson, another dude who could go for 30 points without taking a whole bunch of shots. You played with the Splash Brothers, but you sat up there, oh man, that was weak. Who cares? Why would anybody care what Charles Barkley thinks? That nigga never won nothing in his life. Nothing. Who cares what Stephen A. Smith thinks? But you let everybody run you out of Golden State, and you had the ideal situation, man, where you really didn't have to do that much. You didn't have the pressure of carrying the team. You was in an ideal situation. But you go to Brooklyn, don't work out. You play with one of the worst dudes you could possibly play with in James Harden. All James Harden care about is Magic City and his stats. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care about nothing else. Everywhere James Harden has went, he's failed. Look what's going on with the Clippers. Did he make the Clippers better? No. He sucks the air out of everywhere he goes. Couldn't win in OKC. Goes to Houston. Chokes in the playoffs. I mean, you could pretty much say they had that series won with the Golden State Warriors. And they lose 2 straight games. Because James Harden disappears. Then he goes to Brooklyn. Wiggles his way out of Brooklyn. Wears out his welcome in Brooklyn. Then he goes to Philadelphia. Wears out his welcome in Philadelphia. Now he's in LA. with the Clippers, sucking the life out of the Clippers. So tell me that I'm not lying. So this is what I'm saying about KD. You shouldn't have let nobody punk you out of leaving Golden State. If you had stayed in Golden State, you would have had 4 or 5 championships by now. All this stuff about, oh, that was a weak move. That was a weak move. That was a weak move. Says who? Why? Because he didn't come to your team? Because he came to my team, the Golden State Warriors? Why? How was it a weak move? No, it's funny how everybody cry about what Kevin Durant did, but LeBron James, this dude needs everybody and their mama to come play with him. But nobody says shit. LeBron James played with Ray Allen. I mean, come on, man. He played with Dwayne Wade. He played with Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade, first ballot Hall of Famer. Ray Allen, first ballot Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he went in his second year of eligibility. Like I said before, it's funny how everybody was crying about KD going to the Warriors, but that was the thing. They knew, those LeBron apologists, they knew that LeBron wasn't seeing no more rings as long as that team was together. Nobody would have been able to beat the Warriors. That Warriors team, like I said, Toronto got lucky because everybody had got hurt. Let Kevin Durant that came back healthy and he would have stayed with Golden State. Let Klay Thompson came back healthy. I promise you they would have won. I promise you. Stephen Curry got 4 rings with 7. Klay Thompson would have probably 7 along with Stephen Curry. Kevin Durant would have 4 or 5. So I'm just saying, man. But that's what happens when you mentally weak and you let stuff get to you. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have. I would have told Steve Smith he can kiss my ass. I would have said, say what you want. I got the rings though. My legacy is intact. Kevin Durant, it don't matter what nobody think, because he still would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. But what I don't understand, everybody bitch, whined, and moaned about him going to Golden State to play on this so-called super team. And keep in mind, I'm going to say this once again. I'm going to give you a reminder. Who won that championship that year? That the Warriors won 73 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Didn't LeBron cry and whine to get Draymond Green suspended? And then the Warriors lost their mojo, their momentum. And then Cleveland ended up winning like 3 straight. So basically they justified needing Kevin Durant. And keep in mind, the Warriors had an opening. They had lost Harrison Barnes to free agency. So they did. It's not like they didn't have a spot open. They needed a small forward, power forward. Why wouldn't KD jump at a chance to win a championship? So everybody, except for KD, shouldn't have jumped at a chance to win a championship. All that stuff about you don't go to the team that beat you was complete bullshit. It was cap. Yeah, he might be. So like I said, and that's another thing. Kevin Durant sat up there and let Draymond Green run him out of Golden, play a role in him leaving Golden State. There's levels to this stuff. There's Kevin Durant, and then there's Draymond Green. There's Kevin Durant, and there's Draymond Green. Kevin Durant was the league MVP. Kevin Durant was the second overall pick in that draft. I can't remember what year he came out, but he got picked number 2 after Greg Oden. And I don't care what nobody say, Greg Oden, I know he was supposed to be 21, but I think he was like, I need to find his birth certificate, because I think that nigga was 35 when he got drafted, because he looked 35 and he played like he was 35. Man couldn't stay healthy to save his life. But the Portland Trail Blazers did it again. While some people accused them of passing up on Michael Jordan, which I gotta be fair, I'm gonna say this once again. The Portland Trail Blazers didn't need Michael Jordan in 1984 because they had Clyde the Glide. So it wouldn't have made no sense for them to draft Michael Jordan. They needed to keep in mind, back then teams were built around big men. So I'm gonna say this once again. Oh man, the Portland Trail Blazers should have took Michael Jordan number 2. Nobody thought MJ was gonna be MJ, man. Can we keep it a buck? Can we cut the shit? Nobody thought that. But you're right. Hey, it is a cloud of suspicion around Dre, but yeah, Scotty got it wrong, man, when you get a chance. But cause Scotty know everything. He can do sports, he can do everything just like me. He could be. But yeah, Greg Oden, I think that nigga, I don't know about him being 21. I just think because I need to see his birth certificate, because he looked like he was 35. He looked like he was 35. But Kevin Durant should have went number 1. He should have went number 1. But he ended up going number 2 to at the time, the Seattle Supersonics that went on to become the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, you know, but KD should have been taken number 1. That's what I'm saying. There's KD and then there's Draymond Green. I never would have. Who gives a damn what Draymond Green think? Draymond Green, the reason why they lost that damn championship. LeBron James went crying. I know they ain't gonna suspend him. And that's why some people don't respect LeBron James, because in that finals, LeBron James sitting up there begging Adam Silver to suspend Draymond Green so they could have a chance. But that's what this was all about, the whole KD to the Warriors thing. It was about the fact that it would cripple LeBron's chances of ever winning another ring, because for some reason they wanted LeBron James to be the heir apparent to Michael Jordan so bad. And I'm gonna say this, quiet as kept. I'm back and forth for whether I think Michael Jordan is actually the greatest player ever. I think he was the most, you know what I'm saying, popular player. I mean, he revolutionized the game as far as, like, you know, sneaker culture go and all that kind of stuff. So he did do some revolutionary things. But as far as him being the GOAT, that's very debatable. Because one, Michael Jordan isn't number 1 in total points scored. Isn't number 1 in 3 points. He isn't even number 1 in championships won. Michael Jordan won 6 championships. Bill Russell won 11 championships. And shout out to Bill Russell, went to McClymonds High in Oakland, West Oakland. Shout out to the late great Bill Russell. Bill Russell won 11 championships and won as a damn coach. Michael Jordan ain't never been no player coach. So how can you say that he's the GOAT when you know what I'm saying, he only has, I ain't gonna say only, he has 6 championship rings. Now people can sit up there and say, oh, well, if he wouldn't have retired, he would have won. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't even think the Chicago Bulls would have been able to beat those 2 Houston Rockets teams that won 2 straight. I'm sorry. I don't think they would have beat them if they would have played them in the finals back to back. I think they might have would have won one, but one of those Houston Rocket teams would have beat the Chicago Bulls. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I know you Jordan apologists don't want to hear the truth, but Michael Jordan wouldn't have won 8 championships. And then when he retired again as a Chicago Bull, only to come back a few years later, those Laker teams and those Spurs teams were coming. You got to think that eventually the clock would have eventually caught up with Jordan. But then you have this myth because people love to say, oh, well, Michael Jordan never lost in the finals. Yeah, because he kept retiring. Michael Jordan never went to a game 7, and he never swept neither. Never swept any team. So that's all I'm saying. Because I do know this basketball stuff. I know he went 6-0. Like I said, Bill Russell, the great Bill Russell, McClymonds High School, West Oakland, 11 championships out of like 13 tries, and won as a coach. Once again, Michael Jordan did some great things. He revolutionized the game as far as guards go. No team ever built the team off of a guard. And that started with Michael Jordan, where they started drafting guards to build a team. That dude, Anthony Edwards, that played for the Timberwolves, that dude is a mixture of Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, and with a splash of Kobe Bryant. The only thing is Ant-Man is sick. Listen, Adidas did basically gave him the keys to their franchise. I'm talking about the boys' shoes is bad. If AE could keep his head, if AE could keep his head together and stay out of trouble and stay away from these opportunist assholes, and I'm glad he with his high school sweetheart, they having a baby. Congratulations to Ant-Man. Like I said, I see it in Ant-Man. When I say I see it in him, I see it in him. Why you think the Timberwolves gave him all that money before his contract was up? Why you think the Timberwolves handed him? Like I said, trust me, Ant-Man is the truth. That's the closest thing that I done seen to Michael Jordan. Except he ain't like now he need to work on his D, but his game is pure. I'm talking about his game is natural. So I'm just saying, but getting back to KD, what that dude say on Menace to Society, and I kept saying when he left the Warriors, when I heard he was gonna say, man, don't do it, 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 man, don't leave Golden State. Now look what then happened. What dude say on Menace to Society? See, you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right? So now all of a sudden KD is self-destructing and having these meltdowns. And I gotta be honest, y'all sitting up worried about Ja Morant making gestures. Shit, y'all keep messing with Kevin Durant. He might actually bring a real God forbid. Y'all gonna make Kevin Durant lose his mind. Leave the brother alone. But for real, Kevin Durant, he gonna have to eat that. I think he should try to see can he go back to Golden State. I mean, you done tried everything else. You might as well see can you go back to Golden State. I don't know when can he opt out of his contract. If I'm KD, I might ask for a buyout and go back to the Warriors. But there you have it. Anyway, you guys, peace and blessings. Appreciate y'all. It's your boy Tan. I'm out.